Hi there! Are you tired of being called a racist, a misogynist, a white supremacist, a Nazi, a homophobe, and a transphobe?
I'm kind of used to it at this point, so...
Then you need to learn how to be a politically correct bigot. You see, the days of being able to shout racist and sexist slurs from the rooftops are over. People are too politically correct now.
Okay, I'm aware that my voice is annoying as hell, and this is absolutely a pot calling the kettle black moment. I sound like a transvestite valley girl on speed or something. There's something about Riley's voice. Sounds like he's like permanently trapped underwater or something. I can't, but I will.
Don't worry though, I've got your back. Here's how you can learn to be a politically correct bigot. Number 1, don't call black people the N-word, just call them thugs.
You know, I'll take your advice, Riley, but I'm gonna take it one politically correct step further than you. I really don't want to offend black people by calling them thugs, so I'm just gonna start calling black people criminals. It's bad. Kidding. Okay, but really, I do agree on this one, Riley. I do think there are people who call black people thugs as a means to be racist, but low-key racist. I mean, I'm sure you remember who you voted for in the election, Hillary Clinton, who called all black people super predators, so...
Number 2, instead of saying that you hate people of color, just say that you support national security.
Riley, what if people really do just believe in national security? I mean, it's just a crazy thought, but I think that one day, if you stepped outside of your feminist ass, non-binary ass, date me or you're a bigot ass bubble, you'd probably find that there is a legitimate argument for national security that doesn't involve racism. But I'm sure it's just easier to call it racism than actually argue against it.
The trick here is that nobody can disagree with wanting national security, so anyone who criticizes you will look like an asshole. Then you can build a huge wall on the southern border and ban people from the Middle East and say it's for national security, even though those things won't actually make us any safer.
Okay, Riley, I know you're having trouble with this whole transition thing, mainly that you haven't done it, but as a seasoned degenerate, I'm gonna give you a tip. If you're gonna be trans, maybe don't flip a shit over people from the Middle East being kept away from you. That's the first thing. And about the border, Riley, I mean, I don't get it. National security does matter, and it's actually one of the few functions of government that I personally believe in, and that doesn't make me racist. Like, it just doesn't.
Number 3, if you want to lead a harassment campaign against someone, make sure that you display a disclaimer saying that you don't condone harassment.
What? So even someone telling their followers not to harass you isn't good enough? Riley. I mean, shit, it must be really tiring to constantly assume just the worst possible intentions from everybody. Believe in national security? You're racist. Tell people to be nice and not harass me? That's harassment. You don't want to suck my dick? Transphobe.
You see, an old-fashioned harassment campaign is seen as offensive nowadays. Something about bullying marginalized people or some shit like that.
Ha. My favorite pastime.
Number 5, instead of saying that you hate trans people, just say that you wouldn't date them.
Ha! Riley, I don't understand how you can even think those two things are contradictory. Are you this desperate for some ass, Riley? Are times that tough? You know, if you went on estrogen, your sex drive wouldn't be so high and you wouldn't be guilt-tripping people into having sex with you. Just saying.
So to get around this, just say you would never date a trans person. It's a good way of getting your message across without explicitly saying it.
Riley, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it's probably more of an issue with your personality, your fleeting intellect, and your lack of sense of humor. It's probably the real reason why people won't date you. Like, I'm gonna need you to laugh once in a while, Riley.
Number 6, don't call yourself a white supremacist. Just say that racism doesn't exist and that people of color are ruining our country.
No one says racism doesn't exist. Leave your house once in a while.
White supremacist has all sorts of negative connotations now. White nationalist is sometimes okay, but not always. The easiest way around this is just to say that you have white pride and to complain about reverse racism.
Okay, this really bugs me. Reverse racism is a term that you guys invented. It is a social justice term. Literally no one outside of you guys' circle uses that term. Like, just think about that. You guys made up the term, and now you're debunking it.
Laugh about the people of color who will die because of environmental racism.
Ah, yes, environmental racism. I too remember Hurricane KKK. What is environmental racism? Racist storms or something? I need a drink. Spike with Xanax.
But if anyone calls you a white supremacist, you deny it.
If anyone accuses you of guilt-tripping lesbians into sucking your dick by saying you're trans, deny it.
Number 7, instead of saying you support the alt-right, say that you're a centrist who just wants to hear both sides.
Okay, but the problem is, Riley, that you guys call everyone alt-right. Everyone to the right of, like, I don't know, Ellen DeGeneres. You guys call me alt-right all the time. I'm not alt-right. They hate me. They want to fuck me, but they hate me.
If you say you're a centrist, nobody can say that you're actually alt-right. And then all you have to do is ignore the left and constantly give a platform to the right. Make sure you challenge the left on all their ideas, but allow the alt-right to speak freely. It's genius, really.
You guys have that same equal opportunity to speak freely. The problem is you guys don't do it. You guys are terrified of having your ideas challenged. You guys are terrified of contributing to the discourse. The slightest bit of disagreement is harassment to you guys, especially you, Riley. You basically said that in the video today, that even people saying to not harass you is harassment.
And that, my friends, is how you can be a politically correct bigot. I hope this advice was helpful for you. And if you appreciate it, then please press that thumbs down button. I know it seems counterintuitive, but a thumbs down is the politically correct thumbs up.
Will do. And just a little update before I go, I will be at VidCon in 5 days. I'll be there Friday afternoon, Friday the 23rd. I'll be there with just about every YouTuber you guys enjoy. I'll be there with Shoe on Head, Zargon Avocado, Armored Skeptic, Some Black Eye, Chris Raygun, Lazy Green, everyone. And VidCon has a demographic that's not really aligned with my channel in that I don't have a lot of really young subscribers. However, I will still be there for those of you that will be there. And I'll also be live streaming with all those YouTubers plus many more that I mentioned. So stay tuned for that Friday the 23rd. Love you.